we have seen the functions of the real-time operating system. The consecutive topic related to that is a task and its states. So in a previous example, we have seen that there were 3 tasks and how scheduler load the particular task and gives time to that particular task. So that task is having different types of the states. So this topic is dedicated for the task and its states. So here in a diagram you can see that the change of the state. So these are the states actually. These are the state. Task can be blocked. Blocked means it is in a dormant state. It cannot be executed because it is in a blocked state or dormant state. When a particular event occurred for that particular task, if that event is been occurred, then it goes into the ready state. Now that task is in a ready state. So when that task received an event and it goes into the ready state, so it is in a waiting state for running condition actually. It is waiting for running. So when it is ready, it can go to the running state. It can go to the running state. So it is now loaded into the memory and it takes the resources of the embedded system to run that particular time within that particular time. So it is in the running state. So when task is in a running state, it can be suspended by highest priority task or higher priority task than it. So this is the transition in the state that the task was blocked first, event occurred and it goes into the ready state, then it goes into the running state, then it is in a suspended state sometime, suspended, and in a from suspension again, if some event occurred, then it again go into the ready state, and from ready to it again go to the running state. So if particular task is running and completes its execution, it can be blocked. It can be blocked. It can be blocked. So these are the states of the task. If a particular task is blocked and if suspension is been asserted, then it goes into the suspension state. So how many states are there? Blocked state, ready state, running state, and suspended state. These are the 4 states of a task. Means you can say that this is the life cycle of a task, that it can be in a blocked state, it receives an interrupt or event, it goes into the ready to run state or in the waiting state. When scheduler is idle and it knew that some task is waiting, it load that task, run the task, so that task shifts its state from ready state to the running state. From running state, it can be suspended or it can be blocked, or if it is blocked, it can be suspended likewise. So these are the states of the tasks. Now next topic is scheduling algorithms of the real-time operating system. So we have seen that how task states differ, how task states changed. So these tasks changed by only one software program, and that is the scheduler. So in previous sessions also I have described about the function of the scheduler, that how it works. So the main purpose of the scheduler is that it gives fair scenario, it provides fair scenario that each and every task should get the time of the CPU so that it can complete its work. This should not happen that particular task is in a waiting state for the longer duration of the time and its work becomes incomplete. So it should not happen. That's why our algorithms are there. Those can be utilized for fair time, CPU time. High priority and urgent task meets their deadline. This is also its priority. System resources are used efficiently without the idle time. So these are some of the constraints that our scheduler should follow. As per algorithms are concerned, in our syllabus we have first come first serve algorithm, then shortest job first, round robin, priority based scheduling. These are the four scheduling algorithms. Beside these, we have preemptive scheduling, non-preemptive scheduling, and earliest deadline first. These three. So total 7 algorithms we have in our syllabus. So we start with the first come and first serve algorithm. So in first come first serve algorithm, here we assume that this is a task 1, task 2, and task 3. These are the 3 tasks, and this is the scheduler. This is the scheduler. So what happen if task 2, after booting, if task 2 request first to the embedded system, then this task is loaded. This task is loaded inside the scheduler. It completes its loading, it completes its execution. After that, if task 3 is requesting, then task 3 is loaded into the scheduler. And if task 1 is requesting after task 2 and task 3, then task 1 is executing or loading, it completes its execution, and then it is waiting for another task's arrival. If this is a scenario, it is with respect to the time first come first serve. So first task has been requested task 2, second task has been task 3, and lastly it is task 1. So this way time slice is been provided to the first come task. So this is the simple algorithm about the tasks scheduling. That is first come first serve. As per shortest job first is concerned, its functionality seems like this. It is, for example, if this is a task 1, this is a task 2, and this is a task 3. If 0.5 millisecond is required to execute this task, 0.1 millisecond is required to execute this task, and 0.1 microsecond is required to execute this particular task, then what scheduler does? Scheduler load task 3 because it is the shortest task, because it takes very short time. Then 0.1 millisecond is bigger than this one. Then it loads task 2 and completes its operation. And then it loads 0.5 millisecond task 1 likewise. So this is the time and scheduler's execution likewise, because the shortest task should be loaded into the memory, execute all its instruction, unload that task, load the task which is having higher time to execution, and then it loads the highest time execution, time consuming task into the memory in the last. So this is shortest job first. Next algorithm is round robin algorithm. This is round robin algorithm. In round robin algorithm, what is the case? It gives the index. For example, this is task 1, this is task 2, and this is task 3. So scheduler gives the index that this is first, this is second, and this is third. So what scheduler does? Scheduler load first index task, that is task 1, it execute it, then it loads task 2, execute it, then it loads task 3, execute it, and then again it loads task 1, then task 2, etc. likewise. So round robin means one after another, one after another. So this is treated as a round robin. If you draw round robin using some diagram, then you can draw like this: T1, T2, T3, and again T1. So this way round robin algorithm works. Next is priority based scheduling. In priority based scheduling, if task 1 is having highest priority, task 2 is having medium priority, and task 3 is having lowest priority, then highest priority task is loaded, then medium task is loaded, then lowest task is going to be loaded, like this: T1, T2, and T3. So this I have already explained in the previous session, that how priority affects the execution, how priority affects the sequence of the execution of different tasks. So this is all about the fundamental scheduling algorithms. In the next session, we are going to see the remaining scheduling algorithms.